Yaira Nami, blessings to you. My name is Joshua from Chosen Vessels, the Preacher's channel, and thank you for being with us today, September 7th, 2019. What follows is Genesis chapter 1, verse 4, with details never seen before, thanks to the ancient Hebrew revived the complete chart of the Ave, the ancient Hebrew letters and symbols with their meaning. Genesis chapter 1, verse 4 has three key terminologies which we are going to take a closer look at in this presentation. The first one being the word saw, and God saw. The second one being uh, good, and the third one is divided. Okay, God divided the light from the darkness. And as a matter of fact, the word divided seems to be in support of the doctrine of separation, as though God saw that darkness uh, is evil and must be separated from the light. But a close look at the text, at the letters, does not make such indication. And speaking of which, the word saw and good, including the word divided, used in the English Bible translation, are understatement. And this is what took place in Genesis chapter 1, verse 4, according to the letters. Your questions and your comments or addition uh, are welcome, and feel free to write those in the comment section of below this video. Thank you in advance for your participation. Genesis chapter 1 verse 4 reads, quote, "And God saw the light that it was good, and God divided the light from the darkness," unquote. And the Ave reads Ma'u, okay, the Ma, the A, and the Wa, and the U. It is the supreme apart, the entity above the waters, enthroned above the waters, God. Okay, now the word saw is the word that the English translation uses is the saw. Okay, the ka, the fa, and the o. So if you put these three letters together, details of these three letters rather indicates, right, that God made an evaluation. So what is taking place in Genesis chapter 1 verse 4 is deeper than just looking. It's deeper than God just looking at things. The Most High at this stage of creation made his first evaluation. As a matter of fact, if you do a word search in Genesis chapter 1 alone, you will see that 7 times the word God saw appears. Okay, 7 times. So it is more than just looking at things. The Most High was evaluating each stage of creation. 7 times during creation, God took a brief moment to make evaluations, to make sure everything was going according to plan, which is a skill that we all need to develop. Get into the habit of checking and double checking things rather than assuming that everything is and will be fine, because assumption often falls short of the reality. But certitude is the result of searching things out. Certitude is the result, it comes from knowing the actual state of being of things. So 7 times God evaluated his own works. The first time is in verse 4 of Genesis chapter 1, and the second time is in verse 10. The third one is verse 12, and then in verse 18, and then verse 21, and then verse 25. And the last one he made on the sixth day. And God evaluated everything that he had made, and behold, it was very good. And the evening and the morning were the sixth day. Wherefore, when God interjected light into the darkness, he made sure that everything was working according to plan. And then he, after the evaluation, he concluded that yes, that is what he wanted. Okay, and he evaluated the light, that it was good. And the word good here is also an understatement. Okay, mau bo be kekeli la nyo. Okay, and if you put the meaning of these three letters together, you see rather that it means awe inspiring. Okay, light was awe inspiring. Everything that the Lord has done up to this point is awe inspiring. The works of God is nothing short of wonderful. David in Psalm 139 verse 14 from the King James Version writes, quote, I will praise thee, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Marvelous are thy works, and that my soul knoweth right well. Unquote. So good is an understatement. Okay, so the works of God is marvelous. It is awe-inspiring. This is light seen through a glass prism. As you can see, it is beautiful. It is amazing. White light has all colors, all combination of colors in it. It is beautiful. And this is the K on top of the L. Okay, to shine, clean. It means to shine, to have the ability to expand and extend. If you look at it compared to the drawing of a light bulb, it is similar. This is the lay. It is what holds the K. It is the lay here, the stem. Okay, and the K here, the fingers are the filaments. So heat causes the filament to swell, to glow, and to give off light. So it is amazing what the Lord has done. God, Mau, evaluated that light Kekeli was awe-inspiring, was wonderful. And then, next in order, Mau, God, Ma, okay, divided, set apart, um, light Kekeli, and this is the play. It means to accompany, and darkness. So light and darkness are created together to work together, just as heaven and earth were created to cohabit. Um, so la dome. Okay, this word here, it means the administration. So Yahweh sets the administration of the light apart from the administration of the darkness. In other words, he scheduled part of creation to function during the day and the other part during the night. So Genesis chapter 1 is not in support of the doctrine of separation, but rather we see a cohabitation of the darkness working together to balance our ecosystem. We see a cohabitation of the light and of the darkness working together to bring balance. We were caused to believe that darkness or blackness is evil and should not be. However, darkness and light coexist. That is the end here. Okay, it means in the company of heaven and earth, light and darkness. Okay, they exist together according to the covenant which Yahweh made with the earth and with mankind right after the flood. Light and darkness are one of those things which will never go away. They are permanent. In Genesis chapter 8, verse 22, we read that, quote, while the earth remaineth, seed time and harvest, and cold and heat, and summer and winter, and day and night shall not cease, unquote. So they are intrinsic part of the universe. They are permanent. They are created. They're designed for a purpose. Darkness is created by design. Even in the middle of the day, with the sun still up, you can still observe darkness in your room unless you turn lights on. Even in the depths of the ocean, in the middle of the day, there is still darkness. Okay, animals in the deep have to make their own lights. And Psalm 18, verse 11 reads that Yahweh made darkness his secret place. His pavilion round about him were dark waters and thick clouds of the skies. So, no more night, as we read in Revelation, is but a metaphor. And we will go over that when we discuss the next verse of Genesis chapter 1, which is Genesis 1, verse 5. So, darkness is created by design, just as light is created by design. So, God divided the light from the darkness. In other words, God separated or God set apart the domain, the administration of the light from the administration of the darkness. Things are separate, are set apart, or scheduled by the Most High to function during the day, and other things are scheduled to go by the night. This is the same concept that Jesus, the arm of the Lord, Yashi, used to speak another parable in John chapter 9, verse 4. I read, quote, I must work the works of him that sent me while it is day. Okay. The night cometh when no man can work, unquote. So there are things scheduled to be done in the day, and there are things scheduled to be done in the night. And work is something that is not done in the night, according to the ancient Hebrew, and the letter is the Zan. Okay, again, things are not quite as they used to be back in the days. Now we have different schedules, daytime shift and nighttime shift. However, naturally, we're not scheduled to be working during the night. Nighttime is for the Zan. Okay, it's for resting. And the ancient Hebrew, the Zan. Okay, the Zan. The sign means what? The end of activities. It means cessation of activities. It means rest. And this is what Jesus was talking about in reference to the prophecies regarding Jerusalem, a time when the land will rest and observe its Sabbath, which it never had the opportunity to do while our father were still in the land. So he said what? The land will rest. Revelation 18, verse 22 and 23. And the voice of harpers and musicians, and of pipers and trumpeters shall be heard no more at all in thee. And no craftsman of whatsoever craft he be shall be found any more in thee. And the sound of a millstone shall be heard no more at all in thee. And the light of a candle shall shine no more at all in thee. And the voice of the bridegroom and of the bride shall be heard no more at all in thee. For thy merchants were the great men of the earth, for by thy sorceries were all nations deceived. Unquote. Wherefore, Genesis chapter 1, verse 4 is about God making his first evaluation as soon as he introduced light into the darkness, as soon as he brought light into the darkness. He evaluated and to make sure that everything is going according to plan. And he came to a conclusion after evaluations that light is all inspiring. And then he set the administration of light apart from for the administration of the darkness. In other words, he scheduled things to be done during the day, and then he scheduled other things to be done during the night. And the night is the sun. And this is leading us to the next verse of Genesis chapter 1, verse 5, where we're going to look at the details of the word day and then details of the word night, zan, and what things there are to know about them, respectively. So, thanks for watching, and we will see you in our next presentation coming soon.